Today I'm reviewing your zombie gameplay. We're taking a look at everything from basic high rounds to how to deal with vermin, and some tips and tricks to help you fight the Guardian in Citadelle Des Morts. If you want to submit your gameplay for a gameplay review, be sure to join the Discord link in the description and then put it in the zombie coaching gameplay review channel. Who knows, maybe you'll be in my next video. Starting things off, we are going to take a look at a co-op Citadelle Des Morts boss fight from Pack-a-Punch. And please, with all of these videos, be kind and don't be too harsh on these people, and give your best tips and tricks in the comment section below. Now let's take a look at this co-op boss fight, because this is actually a pretty interesting game here. In terms of the difference between a solo and a co-op game, well, as you're gonna see throughout this entire video, there are a lot more zombies in this boss fight during a co-op game. And so something that I feel throughout this entire boss fight that they could have benefited from is communicating with each other what rotation they're gonna do, what way are they gonna rotate around this map. You see, in fact, that just happened right now. You see a couple people going clockwise, a couple people going counterclockwise. When you're trailing zombies behind you and zombies are following you and you pass your teammate, your zombies are going to get caught into their zombies, they're going to run into your zombies, you're going to run into their zombies, and it's just a chaotic mess. So choosing one direction to go in is very beneficial. As you can see right here, we're having to crisscross all these streams and all these zombies in here. So it just adds a little bit more to the chaos. You could probably make your lives a little bit easier by not doing that. The second thing, specific to this boss fight, this Guardian only goes after one player at a time as far as I'm aware. So it's currently going after Pack-a-Punch right here, the player that we are currently right now, which is good. But as you're gonna be able to tell whenever we're shooting at the boss, it seems as though they don't have an understanding of the weak points of the boss. Now, Pack-a-Punch has told me on Discord that this is not the first time he's done this, and I think he's aware of all this, but it takes them a long time to break the armor. And as we progress through this boss fight, they don't break all of the armor until like the very last phase. They're not focusing on the shoulders. I mean, they are now because they accidentally exposed the shoulder here, but further down the line, they're actually aiming at the wrong spot. The way this boss works is that on its shoulders, its elbows, and its legs, there are weak spots that you can break the armor and deal critical damage, as you're seeing right now. Eventually, you'll be able to break the chest, and you can see the chest is actually broken now, but it's not currently a weak spot. So shooting that before it becomes a weak spot is just a waste of ammo. Something else you may notice, we are at round 33, and unfortunately, the weapon that we're currently using, this AS Val, is not legendary rarity yet. That is, in my opinion, a huge problem. This boss is a bullet sponge, so that means you want to deal as much damage as you possibly can. And unfortunately, as you can see here, we also have a siren weapon. We're using two weapons, and this one is a purple rarity as well. So maybe throughout this game, throughout the setup, he thought, oh, I'm going to use this gun, but then switched guns mid-game to the AS Val, but didn't have enough salvage to upgrade both. So now he's stuck with two purple rarity guns that don't deal as much damage as one legendary rarity gun. I like the two guns for more ammo, so I like that idea, but I'd rather go with more damage specifically in this boss fight. And here in phase 2, we have even more lessons to learn here. You can see right at the beginning of phase 2, one of our teammates is actually going to go down. Luckily, we got healing aura, is all good, except another teammate is going to go down. So this is going to make boss fights and anything in these boss fights way harder than it needs to be. Having those teammates going down in the first place, now they don't have any perks. That is gonna, or they have their 3 base perks or whatever they bought first. But as you can see now, these people are gonna be going down fairly frequently. They actually recover from this quite well, but it's just gonna make that boss fight even more difficult. The way I would recommend going about this boss fight, especially in co-op, if the boss is focused on one player, have that player take out its sword and block the boss with its sword. Even if the boss is stomping on you, if you block with your sword, if you parry with your sword, you won't take any damage. So it's actually really beneficial to have the boss focus on one person, have that person block with their sword, and have all of the rest of the teammates lay into the boss's weak points here. This is actually something that gets done in the third phase. We are going to skip to the third phase, but I just want to point out in this gameplay, they have yet to break the legs. They haven't broken the leg armor yet, and they're just shooting the chest. Again, like I said earlier, you're just wasting your ammo at that point. Go for the kneecaps, go for the legs, break those weak points. Once you break all of the weak points, then the chest will become the weak point, and you can actually do what you're doing now, except it'll be way more effective. Moving to the third phase, this is the intermission between the third phase here. We have a teammate who had gone down previously go down again, but as you can see, there's a lot of zombies here. Like I said, co-op gets you way more zombies, and you might be thinking, oh my goodness, this guy's ignoring his teammate. He's not revving him, he's just being selfish, he just wants to survive whatever. Look at how many zombies there are. That's not the case. There's an amalgam, there's so many zombies. I will defend this decision to not revive this ally here because there's just so much going on. Now, you could argue he's got the healing incantation. He could just melee or incantate a whole bunch of zombies that gives him health that will give him enough time to rev, but hey, we have a healing aura anyway, so it's all mixed up. So I like the decision making there to actually not pick up your enemy in order to survive longer, and kind of panicking here a little bit, going in the mutant injection. That is always a great option, and here you're actually going to see the mutant injection actually reveals those weak spots in the legs, which actually, you know, he's able to kill him, and then I believe the chest will become a weak spot after these weak spots are dealt with here. Additionally, what you're seeing right now, again, unfortunately a teammate going down, you know, no perks is really hard. The boss is entirely focused on now this mutant injection player, and you're going to see the teammates will actually, well, it's not anymore, but during that time, the teammates were actually able to focus quite a bit of damage during this mutant injection. I don't think the mutant injection does anything super crazy. I know it's not bad against the boss, but it's not doing anything super crazy. But if you look at the health while the teammates are laying into it, it's actually much better than what they were doing before. And you'll also notice that the other teammate is now in the mutant injection, which is fantastic. And now you can see it's distracted by that one teammate, and this person's able to get a lot more damage on it. You can see it's distracted. All the other teammates are shooting it. This is what you want to do. This is what you guys should have been doing from the beginning. Having that one guy distract him, dodge him, keep his attention while the other people just lay into him. It was a good recovery. Good job getting through this boss fight. That was a good recovery. Our next clip is sent in from Angelo on the Discord. I apologize for the terrible quality. You guys can kind of understand what's going on through here. It's a short little 2-second clip. We're taking care of an amalgamation. We're going to hit up an ether shroud, and we're going to follow this amalgam all the way into this fireplace in Citadel. And you can see, I don't know if you could tell, this amalgam, oh, this quality is terrible, I'm so sorry, has like a sliver of damage left. So it's so weird to me why he's able to tank so much more damage here. But unfortunately, our ether shroud wears off and we get cornered. Now we have the reactive armor, which actually stuns zombies once you get hit, but thinking fast, Angelo does a really kind of clutch move here, throws a couple tomahawks to get out of that corner. I wanted to showcase this because tomahawks are actually really underrated in my opinion. I don't use them as enough as I should, but it is a really good example of, hey, if you're cornered, you got a tomahawk on you. You know, there's all these zombies and you're just gonna shoot a couple tomahawks and then there you go. Should be good. Our next clip is sent in by King Chicken. Way better quality. Thank you about that, King. We find ourselves on round 69. Nice. With no armor against a bunch of vermin, no ammo as well. I'm in this situation all the time. I always seem to run out of ammo on these vermin rounds. But can you imagine we're PhD sliding, we're doing...
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's about right, King. How many of you beautiful people have died to vermin like this? No armor on a higher-ish round. I don't know for a fact if this is a glitch or if this is just the new health that they have or the new damage that they do, but I am seeing this all the time ever since the Season 1 Reloaded update. Obviously, hindsight is 2020. We obviously know he's got 85,000 points on round 69. He could easily go get some more ammo. More importantly, I would have gotten some more armor here. In the future, when you're fighting these vermin, get yourself some armor because especially without armor, I have seen this happen over and over and over again all over social media. I just want to highlight it here. Be careful with these vermin at these high rounds without armor. Our next clip is a casual high round here by Codboy. I'm going to try to get the quality as good as I can, but I apologize for the 720p. And the reason that I brought in this clip in particular, we're at round 66. We're on a higher-ish round. We've got super sprinters. We've got zombies are dealing or have max health. We're using the brand new sniper rifle, the Barrett 50 cal, which is actually doing really good here. And the reason I chose this clip was because this person doesn't have a consistent high round strategy. This person will just run around and walk around around the map, and specifically around this section of the map, over and over. And you might think that's a little ridiculous, and especially after seeing this clip, you might think that might be a little bit ridiculous, but this is a playstyle that a lot of people like to do. Instead of a small quartered off close quartered trading strategy, instead of a camping in this area and spamming mutant injection strategy, some people just like to run around the map and shoot whenever they can. And genuinely, it can be a really efficient and really fun way of playing the game. You get to play around the whole map, you get to use different unique strategies. Unfortunately, I think Codboy has a long way to go before he gets a comfortable, consistent strategy. As we're watching this footage, he has a consistent place that he runs around, but something huge that's missing from this strategy is a consistent way of killing enemies. As you can see here, we're shooting at a couple zombies here, we're kind of coming around, and then we jump down here for some reason, and then that kind of trains them up, so I think we're going to be able to turn around and kill a couple of these zombies. But overall, it's kind of just sloppy. With these strategies, even though you're not training in a specific way or specific area, there are certain patterns and there are certain things you look out for that line up the zombies fairly well, that hoard up the zombies fairly well. So like this area right here, that could be a great area once you've hoarded the zombies to shoot at, but because you're running so fast, the zombies are despawning, respawning, and you're not accumulating these zombies into a consistent horde that you can deal damage to over the entire horde. Instead, you're running around so fast and you're taking so much damage and it's all over the place that you never really gain any sense of control of your of the horde here. And then of course you add in an abomination, some manglers, you get a little bit more stressed out. Man, oh man, that gun's really good against the abomination, isn't it? Even though I am a wholehearted believer that this kind of strategy can work, the way it's being implemented here is too sloppy to be consistent. There is some good stuff here. So for example, we're at the end of the round here and we take out our melee weapon to kill this mangler, because manglers are fairly weak to melee weapons, which is really good, especially in their arm cannon. But also you'll see throughout this gameplay that he takes a lot of damage and he replenishes his armor at this crafting table all the time. Whereas if we had a consistent, I'll say training strategy, but a consistent path of running, you would be able to kill multiple zombies at a time, which would then drop you the armor that you want. And if you're wondering where all of the salvage and armor and ammo came through, he just got done with the mutant injection, which dropped all of the armor and ammo right there. In fact, you can kind of see a little hint. This is actually a pretty decent little example of what this strategy could be. You have all of these zombies here, you kill them with the jet gun, which is not a bad idea. You're running around with this guy, and then you take your time a little bit, you turn around, you kill the horde, which is good, but take a look at this horde as he turns around right here. Oh, it's so hard with the quality here, I'm so sorry, but you've got a decent train here. Take your time and kind of walk back and then shoot these zombies just like that. But instead of like, and this is all great right here, do more of this, but instead of this, okay, this is what you don't want to do. You sprinted away from these guys. You're running all the way away from these guys. Running too far away too quickly is going to despawn those zombies and you're going to get them respawning in front of you, and it's just going to be chaos over and over again. See, like right now, we ran all the way around. Yes, we'll have a couple stragglers, but as you can see on the mini map everywhere, these guys are respawning back in all over the place and you've lost control over the zombies. And this loss of control is very, very important to pay attention to, because as we're about to see right now here, again, we're on round 68 and he wants to buy some more armor. Now, if the zombies were in a concentrated horde right there, that would be fine. If he had some time to run ahead and just really quickly buy some armor, that would be fine. But because he doesn't have control of this horde and he makes this bad decision right here, he's gonna buy these 3 armor plates and immediately get swarmed by all the zombies and immediately need to use all 3 of those armor plates. It's fine to have this free-flowing strategy. A lot of people do that and get very successful with that. But in order to make the strategy successful, you're gonna need some semblance of control over the horde and spawning and training and hoarding them up. And in a more general sense, here we are at the end of the game, spoiler alert. The interactions you have here in the crafting table and the priority you get to the crafting table and this sort of stuff, oh my goodness, that's just, those are just so many bad decisions right there. Because we don't have the control over the hordes right here, we're gonna go in this crafting table and he accidentally buys a bunch of stuns right here. He's going for more armor, so he takes more time, buys more armor, but he's dropped the stim shots that he wants to do. So instead of making a long way, those things don't despawn very quickly. So instead of going the long way around, we go as short a thing as possible. And that is just the wrong decision because zombies are coming from everywhere. We're going to pick up the stim shots and we're going to need to use all of the armor that we just bought. Again, you have the same amount of armor that you went in with, all for what? I like what you do here, going up in this area and kind of letting zombies spawn in. This could be a great way of getting spawns all holed up together here, get them all in one area, and then slowly go around to the crafting table and doing what you need to do there. Unfortunately, without that armor, you got your dying wish, you try to survive, super sprinters, you have the very slow jet gun, and they finally get you. Now, in terms of recovery, I don't know if you were just done with the game. I don't know if you thought this was the best idea you could do, but again, you're prioritizing this crafting table and just, it's not gonna work at that high of a round here, especially you don't have Jug. The zombies are dealing like 120 damage at this point. It's crazy how much damage they do. And yeah, there's no way those super sprinters were not gonna get you at that crafting table there. A lot of people are going to say, you just need to train, you just need to go do this strategy or that strategy. I really like this free-flowing thing, but you do need to figure out some way of controlling the horde without being overwhelmed. And yes, that is what we traditionally call training and a training strategy, but you can do it in this more free-flowing way that you want to do. Keep practicing. Don't prioritize that crafting table as much as you are. Remember, you can replenish your base armor with the armor wall buys themselves. And when you go down, prioritize the Wonderfizz machine or using your Ether Shroud, or of course the mutant injection that you did have during that. And keep in mind, the best thing about zombies is that you could do better than 70. You know you could do better than 70, so all you need to do is try again. What tips and tricks do you beautiful people have about this gameplay? And remember, if you want me to review your gameplay, be sure to check the description for the Discord link. And if you're looking for more Black Ops 6 Zombies tips and tricks, be sure to check out this video and stay beautiful.